Welcome back, Halo followers. Today we have a big drop of information that is coming from strings inside of the game code, as well as brand new images coming from Halo Hub, which has covered leaks before that ended up being true. And these images all this adds to the evidence that 343 Industries and maybe Certain Affinity is working on a large new game mode for Halo Infinite that is going to be releasing sometime in the future that is going to resemble Battle Royale and Warzone from Halo 5. Now, firstly, I want to talk about what we already know. We do know that this mode is, from insiders, been called Tanaka, and it's going to be tying in quite closely with Forge mode, and it's going to be actually feature player-created content as a core part of the experience. It really does seem like it is going to be something regarding Battle Royale and custom maps, and it's actually going to bring in a lot more cosmetics. But anyway, with that being said, what is these new images about? Firstly, we have this image here, which shows on the very top of the options here. Again, this has been, take this with a grain of salt. It's not confirmed that this is real, but as you can see, this looks like a work in progress menu for Halo Infinite. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's someone took a picture of it internally. We don't know. The very top here, it says, respawn in drop pod, true. Use sudden death, true. Number of teams remaining to trigger sudden death. A lot of this sounds like Battle Royale options, right? Especially containment zone enabled, all right? What is containment zone? Containment zone initial round, 1. Containment zone final location, default. Use containment zone final wander, all right? So some pretty interesting options there. We actually have another page of this. Use containment zone, final shrink, true, containment zone, quadrant, alternate loot item table. All right, revive enabled, execute enabled, bleed out enabled. Again, things that are resembling something like last man standing, like what you would think when you hear the phrase last man standing. I mean, this is looking like a Battle Royale type mode where everyone maybe spawns on a map and has one life, right? So interesting options there, but we actually have this from Unseen Halo, all right? We also have a large post by Unseen Halo. They said, spoilers, rumor of an upcoming game mode, and this is probably taken from the game inside the internal code, leaked strings. So there was an update recently, and this may have been put inside the game on accident, where data miners have access to it and are now sharing it like we've seen here. Take this with a grain of salt, all right? It is possible that this is completely fake, just like the images, but it is adding to insider evidence. And honestly, Halo Infinite has had the best track record of leaks ending up being true. I mean, this game has had so many leaks, and almost all of it has turned into something, you know? So with that being said, let's just look over this real quick. There's a lot of code here. So these strings are basically a way for the game to communicate with itself, to know what's going on. These are probably, little chatter things that you see in the text box when things happen, right? Or maybe not. Maybe it's just part of the game code. But we do see some things in here that have some pretty strong implications, all right? Firstly, objective complete, territories controlled. So there's probably going to be territories in this brand new game mode, right? And enemy extracted monitor data, all right? Enemy completed rally. There's all kinds of like sub objectives, which makes me think that maybe this is going to be a highly customizable experience, like a big team battle experience. It's going to be having features and functions that kind of complement Warzone and Battle Royale. We also see other things like enemy team has escaped. Enemy has powered up their base. So there's talks of crash sites, different crash sites, charging crash sites, activating them, barracks, landing pads. All right, there's a lot of things that gets me excited in this post. Enemy charging cargo bay. We see that. We see outpost, call, go, scorpion. So it looks like there's some calling of vehicles, kind of like Warzone, you know. And then there's a lot of juicy stuff here. Destroy the weak points on their ship with heavy vehicles. Protect our ship weak points from their heavy vehicles, all right? Defend ship, your ship, enemy ship, home ship. So there's talks about like delivering bombs to the enemy ship. I mean, there's all kinds of talk about ships. And this makes me think about like in Star Wars Battlefront 2, you know, there's these kind of huge ships that you and your enemies have, and if you infiltrate them and destroy all the things, it blows the ship up. So if we see something like that in Halo, that's going to be really cool. There's attack, destroy weak points by any means necessary, protect the weak points in our ship. All right, now again, this is probably all going to be very Forge friendly. These look like a bunch of command lines that you might see in a game mode that is supporting Forge, right? Or maybe a very large game mode that 343 is planning, like Warzone, right? capture gun bases to destroy the enemy ship. I like the idea of hearing, gun bases. That's really cool to think about, right? And we see unlocked, all right? So there's a lot of things to unlock here. Makes me think of Rex, right? But we see something called engineers, scout. Maybe that's just the scout hog. I don't know. Legendary hot rod, legendary wet work. So we see obviously all the standard weapons that we're familiar with, like the battle rifle and so forth, but we also see like legendary wraiths here, things that I think are only available in campaign right now or slowly being drip fed to us through like, variations of weapons. We have the extra legendary chopper, the stasis field, the legendary chopper. So all that cool stuff that we saw in the campaign looks like it might be available in this mode if it is real. Hack upgraded, plinth 1, 2, and 3. It looks like there's like upgrades that your base or team can have on your ships or bases. So it seems like really interactive. Like, my gosh, if this is real, this is really ambitious. This might be something that might be an innovation, just like Battle Royale was to gaming. I mean, maybe not, but at least it could be something that like a big, really fun, long game mode that people could have a lot of fun with, a lot of shenanigans, right? Because I don't think all this stuff is happening in one game mode. That would be quite overwhelming. So it makes me think that, let's say that there's a Forge map with, made by 343 with all these things kind of made for us on day one when it launches. I think that there's going to be only a set of these things available. Like, I don't know, there's a lot to digest here. And, I'm not going to cover it all, but at any point you can just pause and look and see that there is just a lot going on here. All right, we see even ordnance drop zones. I mean, how big is this game mode going to be? Right? We know certain affinity. We heard some insider rumors a couple months ago that they were working on a large game mode. We also have heard 343 talking about Battle Royale on and off and being kind of sketchy about it, about where it's not Battle Royale, but it's something else, There's just a lot of evidence for years backing this up. So why this post or even these other images here that we've seen earlier might be fake, I really don't think they are. I think that they are pointing to something, and whatever this mode is, maybe it's cut, I don't know, maybe it's not relevant anymore, but I think there is something bigger going on in the background, and I hope so, because I do think that 343 can save Halo. They just got to do something, right? They got to do something right. When I look at Halo 3 mods, Halo Reach mods, and I see things like people driving scarabs around, long swords, and having these large battles, it makes me think that maybe all that Halo needs is to just amp up what already works. Instead of changing the sandbox constantly, why not just expand on it and make it bigger? Increase that player count, add bigger vehicles, add a couple more things going on. Warzone, honestly, you can say whatever you want about Halo 5. I didn't personally like it, but Warzone honestly was moving in the right direction. I think that it honestly was pretty fun, and it was kind of like a fun big mode to jump into, and there was a lot going on, especially with neutral enemies like Prometheans and Covenant standing around that you can go attack and take over bases and stuff. It was very ambitious. If they built upon that and maybe even added aspects of Battle Royale, we could be seeing something very interesting that Halo could become, actually enter in the modern arena of gaming and actually get more than 400 live viewers on Twitch. Anyway. But guys, you let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think of all this? Is this real? Is this fake? Are you excited about this? Are you not? Let me know down in the comment section below. What do you think Halo needs right now? And I'll catch you guys in the next one soon. Peace.